Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. This is BTC King coming to you live with today's broadcast of EAT, Educating Africa on Technology. I have a special surprise for the viewers today. I am here at the HQ headquarters of CNETv in Lagos, Nigeria. Happy to be here for the first time. And great to meet the executive team and all of the members that make CNETv thrive in our world. So wanted to bring that surprise to you. I am in Lagos and I'll be here for some time. So if you're watching, reach out to some of our social media channels and let me know, if we can meet. If you have some proposals or things that you're working on that we need to be aware of, let me know. But today's topic is a very good one. I feel would be of benefit to the viewership to take note of, and that is the importance of innovation in our world today. And some of the things that I would like to do is just lay some foundational groundwork around the idea, notice the word that I use, of innovating. So to bring a context and a layer of understanding in before we make comments around today's topic, I would like to first understand what the word innovation actually means. According to Wikipedia, innovation is the practical implementation of ideas that result in the introduction of a new good or services or improvement in offering goods or services. That is the definition of innovation. Well, you take that word and you place it on the continent of Africa and you see some amazing things that are happening with innovation around technology. Just to give an example, I was on my way here from Ghana on a plane and I saw this little video clip of a young boy who created a battery version of a motorbike. The motorbike had lights, the motorbike could drive, the motorbike had speakers and music, but it was all from parts that he could source within his environment. This is not an industrial grade motorbike. This is a kid no more than 15 or no more than 17 years old, innovating in an environment that he's accustomed to, but it's not a scientific research lab, it's not an R&D research lab, it's in his own environment, took parts and built this motorbike. Brilliant is what I call it. And the idea of innovation is one that I believe is the forefront of any civilization. When you go back in history and you look at things like Mesopotamia, which is the home and root of all educational systems in the world. This is the original location for education, Mesopotamia. Then you go to the places like Kemet, where you have these power generators called pyramids that were built during the Kemetic reign over what we now call Egypt. Then you go over to Mali and Timbuktu, and you have all of the literature that was amassed in those halls at Timbuktu with education and university and all of those conversations that swirled around Timbuktu for many, many decades. You look at the way that Sundiata Keita and Mansa Musa all innovated in trade, international trade. These were the original trade routes out of Africa to the world. And so when we're looking at innovation, we're talking about bringing an idea forward that will revolutionize the surrounding area and the surrounding economic climate of that region with these amazing ideas. One of the things that I notice about innovating is before you can innovate, you must have the words that are coming out of your mouth, because I truly believe that words are things, right? What we say on a regular basis, if you take note and take stock and inventory of your life, our lives are a conglomerate of words that we continue to say, that continue to hear, and continue to manifest in our life. And so is innovation. When people are like Steve Jobs and all of these great thinkers that have come throughout the generations and made innovations that changed the world, they had a belief, they had an awareness that what they were doing mattered to change the next generation's future. And so when we're talking about innovation and building out brand new products and brand new services that will change the legacy and the destiny of generations to come, I really believe innovating is at the forefront of doing that work. And it's because of those ideas, just like we read in the Wikipedia, that we have things like digital assets, that we have blockchains that are creating new ways of doing business internationally, right? This camera that I'm talking to you from is connected to the internet, and that's an innovation that allows me to be here in Lagos, Nigeria, and talk to a wider range of audience than just talking to the people locally here in Lagos. So innovation is all around us, right? And it is very important that we do not stagnate in this moment with innovation, because there are problems that still need to be solved. There are challenges that need to be dealt with. And a lot of those things that we are facing in our world, not just here in Africa, but around the world, some of them, not all, some of them can be solved with new iterations of innovation. So that being said, our underlining theme on this show is always tech-based, always blockchain and digital asset centered, because we believe that this is the new mega idea that is changing not only people in finances world, it's changing local, everyday people's world financially and economically. And I believe that through innovation, you can begin to breed new ecosystems. And that's what really excites me about blockchain technology and digital assets, is the longer you hold on to those assets and accumulate those assets, and the more they grow in value, the more empowerment it gives to the holder and the user of these assets, to where you can turn around within your own community, within your own region, within your own area, and begin to do things to have a social impact that is meaningful, that is tangible, that is real, that people can readily identify that, hey, this is changing the world as we know it. To be able to take some of your digital assets that you've held for 5 to 10 years or however long, and go back and start give back programs, buying up real estate property that's dilapidated in your local area, and refurbishing and rehabbing those areas, creating educational systems, right, around innovating new products and services that would take what we have done and take it another step further. So this is the idea. These are the ideas that I believe are revolutionary, that are life-changing, and are a huge impact and leaves a positive effect on where you are, right? And I wanted to take a moment, because I just came out of a blockchain event here in Lagos a couple of days ago, and talk to some of the regulators and say, hey, we here on the continent are a little bit behind, right, when it comes to innovating in this space called blockchain technology. And a lot of the innovation in Africa, in Lagos, in Ghana, in Kenya, and a lot of places around the 52 countries in Africa is held back because of lack of clarity, lack of regulation blessing, meaning the regulators to say, okay, we see this innovation, we see this technology, we're going to back it, we're going to stand behind it. Similar to what happened with the first iPhone, right, from Apple and Steve Jobs. The reason why iPhone is what it is today, the iPhone 12 is what it is today, is because it all started, one, from Steve Jobs' idea, his innovation, his iteration, but most importantly, it started with the regulators not fighting the technology. They blessed it, they stood behind it, and because of that one move, with the iPhone, we have version 12 that gives us so many new features far beyond the original iPhone is. And so it shall be, and so can it be with digital assets and blockchain technology, in that whichever country in Africa goes forward and says, hey, Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and all of the companies that are affiliated within that ecosystem, you can rest your head in this country, because we want you to feel free to innovate in our country and take us to the next level, take us to the next path, solving some of the electricity issues of, blackouts happening, solving some of the farming issues of not having data on what crops are growing or when to supply water and when not to supply water, right? Solving medical history issues, ID issues of people not having registered IDs, missing birth certificates, all of these systemic issues that have plagued certain parts of Africa for long periods of times. Land title registration issues, to where you have more than one person claiming they own the land. All of these things can be solved through this innovation idea called blockchain technology. So we wanted to just pause a moment and give some incentive to the regulators and say, hey, you have a job as a regulator to do. Yes, your job is globally is to protect investors, right, and to protect the local ecosystem from fraud and scams. That's true. But when you have revolutionary innovation that has proven itself over a decade now, then you can no longer just sit back and say that this technology is a scam. It has legs. The ecosystem continues to grow. And I'll give you an example. 2018, January 2018, the coin market cap, the total market cap for all of cryptocurrency and blockchain projects was around $800 billion. Today, as I speak to you, we're over $2.1 trillion in total market cap. That is a huge exponential growth in the space of blockchain and cryptocurrencies, and I think it is now time for regulators in Africa to hop on board and give the requisite blessing to this innovation, and also see the benefit of it being realized throughout the continent of Africa. Okay, so I've said a mouthful, and we're going to take a small break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the show.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store, or on our website at CNETv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword.
guys, we are back from the break. Hope you had the time to refresh yourself. And I want to let you know, to the audience that's watching, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to type those in now, and we will do our best to answer those questions before the end of the show. We have a live chat room on YouTube and also via the app that you can make your transmission and communication to us. And my team here will let me know what the question is, and we will answer it right away. All right, so back to what we were talking about. We were on the idea of why innovation is so important. Throughout history, we have seen that civilizations, are built by the way of innovating, right? The Industrial Revolution, was spurred on by innovation of steel and railroads, and the ability to transmit commerce through new mechanisms of transport, talking about railway systems by sea. All of these things were built during the Industrial Revolution at scale, meaning large ships like the Maersk ships that we see today going around the world delivering cargo. Same thing with the railroads, to be able to connect one end of a country to the opposite end of the country, both north, south, east, and west. These are things that are needed to produce domestic commerce within a nation, and ultimately international commerce around the world. So when we talk about innovation, this is a huge topic, a huge idea that has gotten us thus far. And so my intention today is just to continue to talk about the idea of innovation and its importance, and why we should continue to innovate in the midst of a new technology that the world has never seen in its fullness yet. But also, don't be intimidated by this innovation of new technology that is coming out, because one thing about the human spirit and the human nature of most people, we want to be free. And so a lot of this innovation around blockchain and digital assets was born out of the frustration of 2008 during the economic collapse of the US, when the real estate market went bust and hurt a lot of people. This was the underpinnings and the beginnings of Bitcoin itself. And because of that frustration, engineers and developers got together and said, hey, we need a new way to be able to transact outside of this system called cash and fiat, in a very peer-to-peer manner that hosts and promotes our ideas and our beliefs of what we want the world to look like, right? And because of those early years in Bitcoin, it has now manifested into a whole genre of ecosystems. You have decentralized finance. Oh, okay. You have decentralized finance and a lot of new technologies called non-fungible tokens, and more will continue to be innovated upon because of how easy it is for developers to use tools that didn't exist 10 years ago that are now available through the toolkits that are available from different blockchain companies and platforms for technologists to play around with, experiment, and develop new products, new goods and services for the world. And I think it's now time for the world to go to the next level in innovation. I think these are just the beginning stages. When you start to look at the bigger picture of blockchain and the rest of the tech world that is being developed, these new ideas around artificial intelligence, robotics, bioengineering, you put all of this stuff mixed in with a blockchain, it creates a whole different digital world that we really have not tapped into. And we as people, as citizens, should tap into these different veins of opportunity so that we, one, have ownership stake in them, that we have a voice to lead and direct the path of which this technology is going to go. Because if we are absent in these fields, it's going to go left, right? Meaning weirdness will happen because you have technologists at the helm and they like to do weird things if they're left unchecked by just the local citizenship, not necessarily the government, but people just having a voice to say, hey, we don't want this to be allowed in our world, right? And the biggest voice that you can have is an ownership stake in these companies to help drive the conversation, to help the dialogue, and to help shape the future of the technology that is coming our way. The biggest way to do that is owning a share or a portion of said company, so they have to listen to you, right? This is the whole idea around innovation is, some things will be scary because we've never seen this level of tech before, but also we still have the ability to voice our concern and our opinions. And ultimately the developers are not an island to themselves. They have to listen to the shareholders of the companies, etc. So I really believe this is one of the greatest times in modern history. I wouldn't say in all of history, because there was a time of huge innovation, especially when you talk about architecture, that we've lost that edge in architecture, that buildings were developed not only to house things, but it was an energy center as well. But that's another topic for another day. Well, we just wanted to encourage you guys to look at this idea of innovation. And biggest thing that I want to leave you with today is the idea of individuals innovating. We're used to big companies like Apple, Dell, and Tesla all coming up with these great products and services. But there are individuals, you have talent on the inside of you. You have things that you can bring forth that were given to you as an inspiration and as an expression to this world. And if you have a dream, you have a goal, you have an innovation idea that you believe that will bless the next generation, get after it, go after it. The people that are assigned to you will show up, but in order for them to show up, we first, us as individuals, have to show up first. So just wanted to leave you with that tip for today. It has been great being with you guys today, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, at CNETv headquarters. And I want to thank the executives of CNETv for allowing me to come here today, and also giving me my own platform to share these ideas with Africa. This is BTC King D. Duncan coming to you live. Thank you again for watching EAT TV, and we'll see you on the next broadcast.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency and FinTech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store, or on our website at cnetv.io. CNETv, objectivity is our watchword. ecosystem is saturated with a lot of trending stories and events, from blockchain to fintech and even cryptocurrency. However, there is the need to get viewers updated on the happenings in the ecosystem. So join us on this platform for crypto updates, Mondays to Saturdays by 2 p.m. West African time on CNETv, to get analysis as regards trending stories from several media outlets, from Cointelegraph to Coins Extra, Crypto Globe, and more. Crypto Daily, the program depicting the ecosystem. The ecosystem is saturated with a lot of trending stories and events, from blockchain to fintech and even cryptocurrency. However, there is the need to get viewers updated on the happenings in the ecosystem. So join us on this platform for crypto updates, Mondays to Saturdays by 2 p.m. West African time on CNETv, to get analysis as regards trending stories from several media outlets, from Cointelegraph to Coins Extra, Crypto Globe, and more. Crypto Daily, the program depicting the ecosystem. The ecosystem is saturated.